Hello, students. Welcome to Hip Hop University, where we break down hip hop songs like math equations. We study rap lyrics like they're poems written by Shakespeare. Today, we are going to break down and analyze Youngboy's song, Try So Hard.
Hey, yo, Fat Boy, let me hear you up.
Fat Boy is a producer out of Georgia who really got that sound. He the one who cooked up this track, and he been locked in with Youngboy, putting in work on bangers like Ganja, Nussie, and Head Tap.
Since you love me and I mean it, my love went about with money.
In this verse, Youngboy is talking about his wife and day one, Jaslyn Michelle. Look, Youngboy got a whole bunch of baby mamas, 10 to be exact, but Jaslyn is his main lady and his actual wife. From the lyrics, Youngboy feel like Jaslyn snaked him back in the past when he needed her most. Remember, Youngboy got knocked and went to prison for having illegal guns and for scamming the pharmacies for drugs. Back in March 2025, they let him out of prison to finish his time on the house arrest. While he was stuck on house arrest, word got out that Jaslyn filed for divorce. For Youngboy, after fighting all these heavy cases and doing all that time behind a wall, having your main girl try to dip and leave you out to dry when you were already down is just the ultimate betrayal to the marriage.
When you walked up on my life, it started storming.
Around May 2026, the blogs went crazy saying Jaslyn packed up her bags and filed for divorce. She wanted to leave him because the internet exposed Youngboy for messing around with other girls. When he says it started storming, that's just a metaphor, meaning he was very depressed when she walked out the door.
I can make you walk again. I'm sorry, Katie, my brother.
NBAKD is one of Youngboy's day ones. Man, get ready for this story. Back in the day, KD was a rapper too, and him and Youngboy used to make music together. On November 2nd, 2016, Youngboy, KD, and the rest of the crew were riding through a Baton Rouge hood trying to catch their ops. When they pulled up to the ops house, the NBA gang started shooting, but the ops fired back and hit KD right in his neck and spine, and he became paralyzed. The crew tried to speed off, but ended up crashing into a ditch. Youngboy and the homies jumped out and left KD stuck in the car by himself. In this verse, Youngboy is giving KD his apologies for abandoning him like that. He promises he's gonna protect his brothers next time. And if he doesn't, he knows God will leave him to die. Currently, KD is still paralyzed and he is stuck in a wheelchair.
Trying to show my girl that I love her, but every day I just thought I was.
In this verse, Youngboy is talking about his baby mama and current wife, Jaslyn Michelle. The two of them got married back in January 2023, and they just welcomed their third baby together in February 2026. That officially makes 13 kids for Youngboy, and the man is only 26 years old. If he keeps putting numbers on the board like this, he's definitely going to clear Elon Musk, who got 14 kids at 55 years old. Now, when you say you thug a girl, that just means you treat her like garbage. There are several occasions where Youngboy treated Jaslyn like garbage. In 2018, a video leaked, and it looked like Youngboy was putting hands on her. The internet was not happy to see this, but Jaslyn hopped on Instagram later and said they were just playing around, but the internet did not believe it at all. On top of that, right around late December 2025, Kai Cenat jumped online and announced he was single. Immediately, people started speculating that he dumped his girl, Gigi Alaya, because she was cheating on him with Youngboy. Even though Youngboy was fully married to Jaslyn Michelle, Youngboy stood 10 toes down and completely denied the whole thing. Plus, back in July 2025, Leigh Banks posted some pictures on her official Instagram, and Youngboy had the whole internet looking crazy when he commented "mine" right under her post. People were mad at him for that because it was a straight up slap in the face to his wife. So basically, in this verse, Youngboy is admitting that he loves his girl, but he just can't stop treating her wrong.
I was steady calling them brother, and they couldn't help with my trouble.
When he talks about trouble, he's definitely hinting at the whole beef between him and Lil Durk. This verse could be taking shots at someone like No Cap, who used to be signed to Youngboy's Never Broke Again label. Things got crazy back in 2022 when Youngboy felt like No Cap wasn't showing real love for the NBA crew while they were dealing with Lil Durk and OTF. Youngboy hopped on Instagram and straight up said No Cap was not NBA no more and called him out for acting scary. No Cap replied back with a whole essay defending himself, saying he always held it down and shouldn't be forced to jump into somebody else's street beef. After that, Youngboy wiped No Cap's music off the NBA streaming licenses, meaning he was officially off the team. This verse could also be a sneak diss aimed at Lil Baby. Lil Baby and Youngboy used to be cool before the Durk drama started, but once the beef cracked off, Lil Baby chose to stay tight with Lil Durk, and they even dropped that massive joint album together. That left Youngboy heavily pissed off, which is why he ended up crashing out and dissing Lil Baby on his track, I Hate Youngboy.
It ain't my fault, 'cause I try to get away, but trouble follows me.
This line is really about how Youngboy has tried over and over to run away from all the violence he grew up around in Baton Rouge. He packed up and moved out to Los Angeles, then Houston, and eventually ended in Utah. But even though he tried to physically get away from the streets, those federal gun charges and old street beefs keep dragging him right back to jail. He feels like trouble is a demon hunting him down like Dabura from Dragon Ball Z. No matter how hard he tries to change and do right, the street life keeps on following him. Because of that, he feels like he'll just never be able to live a normal, peaceful life.
I'm sorry, D-Dog, I'm sorry. I'ma try to make up for all of this. You gon' be my daughter, homie.
Shurhonda Galden is Youngboy's real mama. Throughout his whole career, Shurhonda had to sit back and watch her son get locked up back to back and survive people trying to kill him. In this part, Youngboy is apologizing for all the stress and drama he put her through. Now look, let's talk about D-Dog, aka Darian Jerome Bailey. That's a straight up loyal member of the NBA gang. Because he was so down for Youngboy, he ended up catching mad charges out in the streets. Back in 2022, he was riding around with illegal guns that belonged to the NBA crew. When the police tried to pull him over, he stepped on the gas, crashed the car, and his passenger ended up dying. Right now, D-Dog is doing a 10-year sentence in prison. Youngboy feels guilty for D-Dog being locked up like that. When he says, I've been trying to make up for all of this, he's talking about all the real effort and bags of money he's throwing at the situation to get D-Dog out of the system. He's promising to get him out of jail so he can finally meet his newborn daughter, Harmony.
I've been out for mutilating kids. Hold on, I just only tell you how it is.
Man, a whole bunch of folks been on Youngboy neck. They are talking about he's out here ruining the youth and pushing kids to commit crime. You got people like D1 doing all that motivational speaking, acting like Youngboy is the whole reason these kids out here committing crimes. But with this line right here, Youngboy is actively shutting all that noise down. He basically saying he does not just wake up every morning to brainwash kids into making bad choices. The man is explaining that his bars are strictly his real life. He is not telling nobody else how they need to live. He is just reporting on what he actually lived through and what he had to survive growing up in Baton Rouge. All right, students, class is over now. But before you walk out, I will leave you with the real lesson from this song. Stay the hell out the streets and put all that energy into your books. Do whatever it takes to make your mama proud. If you choose to go run the streets, you will bring a whole bunch of heartbreak to your parents. The street life is nothing to play with. It will follow you around forever until you are either locked in jail or buried 6 feet deep.